Divya or Praveen, please let me know once everyone is here.
Sure, we'll wait for one more minute, Mayur,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we can start.
Not an issue, yeah.
Praveen, this is being recorded, right? Praveen? Okay. Okay, thanks everybody for joining. I hope everybody can hear me. One or two confirmations would be nice.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So the purpose of this training, so-called training, is to kind of understand what is biostimulants. So with us, we have Mayur, who heads the sales for Bioprime, which is a biological solutions provider. And we have onboarded certain products from them, right? Particularly biostimulants and other soil conditioners. So Mayur will be able to help us understand in common language what exactly biostimulants are and how they are useful in agriculture, right? So over to you, Mayur. I think I'll take the rest now. You can start with your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Divya. So, hi, hello everyone. This is Mayur Umar from Bioprime Solutions, Pune. So, I'm working here as a business development manager, and as Divya told, I'm leading a B2B sales here. So, to begin with, what is biostimulant? I would like to start the presentation, then I'll explain it to you in a better way. Just give me a moment. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, so I hope everyone can see the presentation. Divya, can I get the confirmation if it's visible or
Yes,
not?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, presentation is visible, Mayur.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to begin, before the presentation, I would like to tell you what is biostimulant. So biostimulant can be anything which is derived from any living organism. It can be humic acid, it can be fulvic acid, it can be amino acid, it can be seaweed, or any other botanical extracts is fall under category of biostimulant. So, biostimulant is also known as a biochemical, which doesn't contain any chemical molecule, but it contains various biochemicals or biomolecules. So, there is different term. Various people call these biostimulants as a tonic in a rough layman's language. So, this is a short and sweet definition of biostimulant. So, Bioprime do the work of various these biostimulants. Majorly, we are working on seaweed extracts, then botanical extracts, and then humic acid. And we have two formulation of these products. One is routine liquid product, and then we have a granular product as well. In fact, we are ready for ultra low volume formulations of these products as well. So what is bioprime? Bioprime's the meaning of bioprime is very simple. Bioprime name itself indicates the meaning, the life. Bio means life, and prime is best part of existence. It can be called as a triggered, armed, or uh, more prepared for anything. So our products are specifically ready to do the alteration in the plant physiology. So the name is Bioprime. We are in the industry for last 7 years. We are working on two technology right now. One is sniper technology and the other one is bionexus technology. So right now, whatever products we have provided to you guys is based on sniper technology. The meaning of sniper is smart nanomolecule induced physiological responses, where with the help of these biostimulants or secondary metabolites, The physiological responses are modulated within the plants, and the desired results are achieved with this modulation. The company is well supported by the Department of Biotechnology, BIRAC, Niti Aayog, PUSA, from time to time, and from the very first stage of concept proofing. So right now we have five different categories of product. One we have for vegetative stage, then we have for stress mitigation, then we have the transition phase, that is flowering to vegetative stage to flowering stage. Then we have yield related product, and then we have a root related product or the granular product which goes into a row crop. If anyone have any questions, meanwhile, they can interrupt anytime. I want this to be a dialogue. I don't want this to be a monologue. Yeah. So our range is as clear as this picture. I would like to take a minute while explaining this picture. So you must have seen various seaweed products in the market. Can you tell me what are the appearances of seaweed in the market?
Guys, answer. At least the agriculture graduates, please answer.
Okay, I'll continue then.
Subbalakshmi,
Okay.
what is the answer? Wait. One second. Subbalakshmi, what is the
Yeah.
answer to that?
It's like fertilizer, cosmetics.
Mm, okay, I wasn't expecting that answer. I was expecting like you can see here on the left hand side the tube which appears like a black. So whatever seaweed you see in the market, the topmost brand have a black seaweed. If you put the concentrate on any fabric or any plant, it will have ample of stain. Even if you put a active solution which is to be sprayed on the plant on any fruit, then it will have stains. That is a market-based seaweed product which you are seeing in the left tube. Then the rest of four tubes are a pictorial representation of our product. The way they are clear, they doesn't have any black color. They are as good as transparent. They doesn't have any residues in it. The tank mix compatibility are very high. Once you spray it on the leaf, on the fruit, it doesn't have any scorching or any spot. Whenever we go to market to buy any fruit or vegetable, if that particular fruit or vegetable have any stains, we prefer not to buy that and we go with the stainless or any spotless vegetable or fruit. That's the reason the clear products help farmer in a better way to achieve A grade produce. Because sometimes the produce is of A quality, but because of any stains of any chemical sprayed prior to harvest, that produce goes into B grade produce. Then our key strength is we have a green seaweed as well, as you can see in this picture. So that is our key strength right now, where we are selling our product as a green seaweed. I'll come to the differentiator later on after explaining all the products. Yeah. Again, this side I'll explain you guys later. So I'll come down to the product. So as I said earlier, we have different products for different stages of the plant. So earlier, the plant stages starts from the transplanting, then the vegetative stage, then the transition phase from vegetative to flowering, then the reproductive stage. So I'll skip the transplanting stage. I'll come to the vegetative stage. So for vegetative stage, we have a product that is Prime 40C. The major differentiator in the product Prime 40C is, though it's a seaweed, it's not a routine source of seaweed. Can someone from the team tell me what is the routine seaweed you see in the market? What is the source of those seaweed? Anyone?
Good.
Yeah.
Algae,
Yeah, algae. Do you know the species of algae? What algae is used?
like rhodophyta.
Okay, fine. Not an issue. So the common seaweed used in the market is Ascophyllum nodosum. Uh, So, and that is derived from the extraction process based on fermentation. Here we use the seaweed Australian bull kelp, and the extraction process is cold extraction process. In fermentation, what happens? Normally, let's say 10 kgs algae is taken, then it is fermented, and whatever extract is coming out of it, that is taken as an extract. So let's say out of 10 kg seaweed, you are getting 1 kg or 1 liter of extract. So that 1 liter at the concentration of 20%, it is diluted and then made a 5 liter of product. So 200 ml goes in 800 ml of water and 1 liter of produce is made. So that is a simple mechanism what industry standards are followed on. But here in Bioprime, we don't follow the fermentation process. We follow a cold extraction process. And with the help of cold extraction process, we eliminate any unwanted molecule to be added in the product, which gives us batch-to-batch consistency along with the clear and transparent solution. So we specifically select these molecules, we extract them with various different extraction process other than the cold extraction, and by the end of day, these products are made. These products contains various bioactive polyphenols and tannins. Uh, as I said, our products are crystal clear, so they doesn't have any kind of stains or scorching to the plants. If someone asks you, if we do a routine formulation of 5 ml per liter of water, and they go ahead with a 10 ml per liter of water, what will happen to the plants? You can simply tell them, even if they pour half a liter of product to a single plant, nothing will happen, because these products are based on very specific biomolecules. They doesn't have any kind of chemicals, any insecticide, pesticide, or any other molecules which affects into the residue level or organic practices. So they can pour simply half liter of product or 1 liter of product. Plant will uptake only whatever is required from for the plants, and rest of will go in the soil and it will be wasted. As simple as that. With the help of 40C, you can tolerate various temperature related fluctuations. The plant can boost its growth in a low light and low temperature as well. And I haven't written one point here, which is with the help of 40C, the white fibrous root system grows very well, and uptake of nutrient happens quite fast. Uh, in terms of result, what you are supposed to see once you recommend 40C. So on the left hand side, you can see a control photograph where the leaf lamina is very small compared to the right, and accelerated growth you can see. The uniformity on the right hand side you can see is quite significant compared to the left hand side, where you can see where plants are a bit ahead, plants are a bit fallen behind. In this cotton plant, you can very well see the number of branches has grown up, the number of leaf is more, and if you see the squaring has started in the right hand side plant. Here the example is of a chili. Again, same thing, the branches are more, the leaf lamina is big and thick. Uh, if the leaf lamina is big and thick, what will happen? Can someone tell me?
More fruiting.
Okay, nice. Anyone else?
Harshini, what is the answer?
Increasing photosynthesis.
Great answer. Okay, anyone else want to add anything? Okay, fine, I'll continue. Okay, so as I guess Harshali said, increased photosynthesis. Okay, great. So increased photosynthesis happened because of the increased leaf lamina, and increased photosynthesis means increased food material, which will ultimately lead to more number of flowers, and then those flower conversion to the fruits. So perfect answer. And the next thing, the increase or increased leaf lamina or the thicker leaf. Okay, so thicker leaf means the sucking pest attack will come down drastically, because If the sucking pest cannot suck the cell sap because of the thicker cuticle, then the insect and pest attack will go down tremendously. So that is one added advantage which Fortisi gives. It cannot be work as a, insect resistant product or as an insecticide or pesticide, but this is an added advantage because the cuticle is getting thicker. Yeah. Then we come down to our next product, that is Prime 7525. This is a transition based product where plant turns from vegetative stage to reproductive stage. In this particular stage, plant requires a balanced molecule which will help him to grow his vegetative foliage as well and to throw flowers as well. So the 7525 itself is a very simple product. It contains 75% of molecules which helps in a vegetative stage and 25% of molecule which helps in a flowering stage. Again, it's a combination of a seaweed and some molecules which helps with the flowering, because as we know for vegetative stage we need seaweed, so it's a combination of seaweed and some other biomolecules which helps with the flowering. It's a naturally derived antioxidant which acts as a supercharger. Again, it contains polyphenols which act as a potent antioxidants. It improves nutrient uptake. It induces flower. It not just induces flower, but it also ensures that flowers are more and the flowers are bigger. Can someone tell me what is the significance of bigger flower or more flower?
Ultimately, it will lead to more produce.
Yes, more flower will definitely lead to more produce, but what is the significance of bigger flower? Can you tell me?
Pollination.
Great answer. I was expecting the same. Yeah. So if the flowers are small, we cannot sit on those flowers. The pollination, the percentage will go down. So with the help of 7525, the flowers will become bigger and the pollination will happen super quick and super easy. It also reduces down the flower drops due to various stresses. So if someone says that his plant is in transition phase, he has planted like let's say 30 days back, it's in about to throw some flowers or flowers are induced, and he's seeing some flower drop related issue. You can recommend this product on his problem, and his flat drop will be reduced by around 60 to 70% very easily, and the upcoming flowers will be bigger and the number of flowers will be more. You can see the example here. The foliage is bigger, number of flowers the cotton ball formation has started if you see carefully. I'll be sharing this presentation later on. So even later on, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me mail or WhatsApp. Divya, you can share my number to them so that they can be in touch with me anytime. Yeah. So this is a chili plant which is around 40 days younger. So you can see on the left hand side, you can barely see 5, 6 bud which are not yet bloomed. But on the right hand side, the foliage is more. The flowers are about to open. So if you compare left hand side plant and right hand side plant, you'll feel like the right hand side plant is around 10 to 12 days ahead of the left hand side plant, but both the plants are planted at the similar time. Yeah. So the next product is yield product. So yield product is known as prime chiron. The prime chiron is first in class plant signaling molecule and photosynthetic intermediate. In other way, we call chiron as a glucose to the plants. So can someone tell me, once a patient is hospitalized, what doctors do and why do they do that particular action? Can someone tell me? Anyone? Okay, I'll continue, not an issue. Yeah. So let's say if
Guys, every time Mayur asks a question, I need somebody to answer, especially the BSc Agri students. Please take turns and answer it. Subhalakshmi, what is the answer to what question he was asking?
It's like he's asking any first aid we can give to patients when they came to
Uh,
hospital, like respiration or some
uh,
glucose is the first.
Yeah, yes. So what we call, yeah, perfect answer. Yeah. So I'll explain again. Yeah. So I'll give the example first. So whenever someone falls ill and they are hospitalized, doctor give them glucose, as you said rightly, to increase energy, to give some sugar, uh, because they are not able to digest the food. Their digestive system is weak. Even if we give a good quality food to them, they are not able to chew it. The digestive system is not that strong that it can digest and then convert it to the required energy, and then that energy can be consumed. So glucose is a ready source of energy which can be taken by the patient, and then he can do his routine physiological processes smoothly. Again, the similar kind of example, whenever we go on hiking, if we drink just water, we cannot go easily up the mount. But if we take some nimbu pani with us, or some rasna, or any sugar syrup based product with us, we can take that and we can easily climb that mound without having any kind of food. So that is, again, we are taking sugar, which is helping us to boost the have some energy and to climb the mountain. So similar kind of principle we have here in chiron. So we call chiron as a glucose to the plant. So whenever plants are having any insect or pest attack, at that time, to get rid of those insect pests, we are recommending various insecticide, pesticide, or fungicide. But if we give just those medicines to the plant cannot come out of those disease or pest. It does require some glucose, as patients require glucose along with medicines to come out of that disease. So similarly here, you can pitch chiron along with any insecticide, pesticide, or fungicide. As I earlier said, the tank mix compatibility is very good, so it doesn't have any impact on any insecticide, pesticide. We have done all kind of trials, so you can easily ask with any molecule to mix with chiron. That's not an issue. So the recovery of plants in this particular stage will be quick and faster. And let's say, for example, plant is at 40-45 days, where it is about to start from flowering to fruiting stage, and it have some major fungal infestation, and the flower is dropping, and flower to fruit conversion is not happening. So we are recommending some fungicide. Once we recommend this fungicide, it takes around 10 to 15 days, maybe two application of fungicide to get rid of this fungus, and then again start with the same flower circulation. Then flower will be induced, then flower will be pollinated, then flower to fruit conversion will happen, then the fruit maturity will take another 7-8 days. So we are losing around 20-25 precious days of crop's life. So instead of doing the routine practice, you can recommend chiron along with whatever disease pest is there, that product, so that the recovery of plant is faster. Whatever flowers are there on the plant, those will remain. The flower reduction will be reduced down. Flower to fruit conversion will happen, because plant have that energy, the additional energy, where it can budget its sugar to get recover as well, and to convert those existing flowers to fruit as well. So this is the first principle of chiron. Then the major principle of chiron, that is yield. So how does chiron helps? As I said earlier, it helps sugar budgeting. Along with sugar budgeting in a crops like melons, pomegranate, grapes, it helps into increasing the sugar content as well. Wherever you guys are recommending chiron, you can simply ask farmer to check the fruit quality, the fruit size as well. With the help of chiron, the A grade produce will be higher compared to B grade produce or C grade produce. It also enhances the ratio of female flower to male flower. In melons, watermelons, we many times see the male flowers are more compared to female flowers, but the male flowers are not going to help us in terms of production. So we need female flowers. So any pomo farmer or melons farmer comes to you and say, like, I'm not getting female flowers, you can ask him one single application of chiron, and within 7 days of application, he can see the difference. Yeah. So this is chiron. Any questions related to this as of now?
Can we mix the insecticides with this chiron?
Yes, you can. You can mix any insecticide with any of our products. The tank mix compatibility is very good. And as I said, our products are biostimulants. These are organic product. No need to pitch anyone these are organic product, because sometimes farmer feel like organic product doesn't perform. So you can simply ask them to buy Chiron and use it. Once they use it, they'll come back. The first time you might need to push it, but second time you don't need to push it. They'll come and ask you the similar product. Until and unless someone asks you whether it's organic or not, don't say it's organic product. And if someone says so, simply tell them, yes, it is certified organic and it will perform better than any chemical molecule. That kind of trust I want you guys to have. And if you have any questions to gain this trust, feel free to contact me anytime. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So here, as I said, in Chile, you can see a leaf curl virus very easily. In the left hand side, you can see the leaves are not straight. The leaves are kind of deformed. The number of fruit is less. On the right hand side, you can see a little bit of leaf curling along with some good leaves as well, good branching. Because this plot had all our products applied, you can see number of fruits is more. The leaf curling is very low because farmer applied Chiron at very particular stage, and the leaf curling percentage or the leaf curl virus percentage got reduced down very drastically and significantly. So he made sure that he's getting produce and he's not losing any harvest cycle either. Here, the example of grapes. So on the left hand side, you can see the berries are not even, the bunch is not up to the mark. It's not like a fully grown bunch. Few berries are smaller, few berries are not completely ripe. The ripe berry has, ripe berries are on the bottom of bunch, on the upper side of bunch, and somewhat unripe berries are in between the bunch as well. But if you see the right side bunch, the berry size is uniform. The sugar content, I cannot show it here, but the bricks content was around 18 here when we took the observations. If you see the bunch from the top to down, you can see the uniformity in color or color change. So the ripe berries are on the top side, the immature berries are on the bottom side. So this is the way farmers need their berry. So you can simply ask them to do the Chiron application if they want to increase the sugar content. Why sugar content is very important in crop like grapes? Because if the farmers are exporting their grapes, they need bricks count in between 16 to 18 while exporting. If it's above 18, that means the grapes will be mature within 4 to 5 days while they are in the container, and while they land in any other country, there might be some infestation or the stage what they want to consume that is passed. And if the brick content is low, that means till the time it reaches its customer, it is not fully ripe. So that's the significance of brick in grapes. Yeah. Uh, Male flower and female flower difference you can see here. On the left hand side where we haven't used Chiron, only two pomegranate formation you can see. But in contrast on the right hand side, you can see almost 6 pomegranate formation at the early stage. The example of cotton, left hand side you might see the cotton in major number from the visual observation, because it's a 2D picture, it's not a 3D picture. But on the right hand side you can see foliage is very good, cotton is behind the leaves, so but the picture itself is very good picture. Yeah. So for Chiron, what are the recommendation points of farmers' question? First, very simple, flowers are less, they want to increase the number of flowers or increase flowering, then you can recommend Chiron. If flower dropping is happening, fruit is not setting, then you can recommend Chiron. Abortion of flowers or fruit in crops like cucumber or any cucurbitaceae member or fabaceae member, you can see lots of flower abortion. At that time, you can recommend chiron. Right now, the Kharif season is on the edges. So in the Kharif season, if you're focusing soybean have a major issue of seed abortion in the pod. Many times instead of 3 or 4 seeds, we get only 2 seeds. So to reduce down this fruit or seed abortion, you can recommend chiron. It will increase the number of flower to fruit conversion along with the number of seed in the pod and the seed weight as well. As I've already said, even flower or uneven fruits, you can recommend this. In crops like melons, if someone says their melons are not sweet, to increase sweetness, or grapes or pomegranate, you can recommend chiron. As we discussed earlier, to recover the plants from any stress or insect, pest or virus attack, you can use chiron. With the help of chiron, the harvest cycle can be reduced by 3 to 4 days. So let's say instead of 15 days harvest cycle, if you get 12 days harvest cycle, by the end of 3 or 4 months, you'll get additional number of harvest, which will add to the profit of farmers. So this is the significance of chiron. You'll get very easily. We haven't taken Vardant, or you haven't taken Vardant for yourself, but I would like to take example of Vardant as well. Right now, due to fluctuating climate, we are seeing drastical climate change. Even we faced rain yesterday here in Pune, which is not a common scenario in Pune. In fact, March, April, we don't see any rain, but this year we have seen around 7 to 8 rains in Pune in the month of March. The first rain happened in the month of April yesterday. So, sorry. So this affects farmers' overall crop health tremendously. So to overcome these issues, if someone comes and asks you what they can do, let's say excess rainfall, because of excess rainfall, they have some stagnant water in their field. So nutrient uptake is low, or due to heat, the plant health is deteriorating and some insect pest attacks are happening. So in that case, if some farmer is going ahead with some cash crop where his spending ability is more, and the crop duration is of around 100 to 120 days, you can simply ask them to take one application of Prime Vardhan at the very early stage, that is transplanting stage, and that one application will be sufficient to tackle all stress related issue. It will increase the immunity of the plant. Divya, just give me a moment, I need water. Is that okay? Divya? Guys, please allow me a moment.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. So, to overcome all this stress and to increase the immunity of the plant, we can recommend Vardant. Vardant is very crucial product for any orchard, whether it's pomegranate, grapes, banana. In Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, we lots of banana farmers. So in banana, right now we are seeing a lot of flower drop, flower to fruit conversion issues. So in banana, if the plant is at transplanting stage, you can recommend one application, and second application can be done at the time of onset of flowering. This will help farmers in a tremendous way. This particular product is to be given as a preventive, not as a curative. Definitely it will help a little bit in a curative way, but the way it will perform in a preventive way, that is tremendous. As I said, Chiron is our glucose product. The Vardant is our Chavanprash product. Whenever we take Chavanprash, we don't see the instant result. But whenever any kind of disease-based wave comes, whether it's fever, flu, or anything, the people who are taking Chavanprash are immune to those diseases for a longer period compared to any other person who's not that great in terms of immunity. So that is the significance of Vardant. If you guys wanted to know, want to know more about Vardant, feel free to drop me message or mail. I'll be happy to help you guys. Yeah. This is the example in grapes. You can see uh, the number of berries at the time of berry formation are very less on the left hand side and are very more on the right hand side. Why the number of berries very crucial in grapes? So whenever farmer do a grape farming, he'll do a thinning after certain days of maturity to the bunches. So at the time of thinning, if he doesn't have any option to thin, then he'll keep whatever berries are available on the bunches, whether those are small berries or big berries. But if he is having scope to thin, then he'll select the precise uniform berries, and that leads to the uniformity of that particular bunch as well, which will lead with the application of Chiron to increase the sugar and to ensure those berries are growing in a uniform manner. Here, after the cutting, the new leaves, the thickness, the waxy layering, it will help to increase that as well. You can clearly see the difference in a control and treated, the way the foliage is growing. Don't just focus on the leaves which are clear. You can focus on the leaves which are behind, which are blur as well. Yeah. Then the last product which helps the rooting. This particular product is our non-technology product. It doesn't have any technology incorporated in this, but this particular product is like Prime 1515, which is a humic acid. It does have a differentiator, which is it has a 15% humic acid in a liquid formulation. Compared to any other liquid formulation, it is more concentrated, and the solubility of this particular product, once you dissolve it in the water, it is 98%. Once you mix it, you are supposed to use it immediately. If you don't use it, then you can see some settle down after 20-30 minutes. So there is no science in this. When you use humic acid, it will help you to form white root, to uptake some nutrients, and to increase the greenness on the plant. Uh, that's all. Yeah. For example, you can see here the control on the left hand side paddy, the soil holding capacity because of 1515 on the right hand side is more. On the left hand side, where we haven't used 1515, the soil holding capacity is less. Once we wash off the soil, on the right hand side the picture, the control plant doesn't have that great root system, and the treated plant have very good root system. When the root system is very good, the tiller is good, the color of plant is good, and once we have ample of tiller, then the number of fertile tiller can be increased. So this way 1515 will work. In AP, Telangana and Karnataka, lots of paddy farmers are there. So at the time of transplanting, you can recommend 1515, which will lead to good growth of the plant. Yeah. So this is it. This is the small and short presentation. I'll just come to the stages of plants. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So this is in general where you can use the product. I haven't added 1515 here, but Divya ma'am must have shared you images where 1515 is there in that particular image. The crop image on the top side is just an indicative image. Do consider those as stages of any crop. Don't consider it as a tomato crop. The product which we are talking, those are crop agnostic and stage specific product. So you can use it from paddy to mango. You will get similar kind of result. The key factor is here to identify the stage. You have to ask farmer what is the stage, how many days before you have planted it. So is there any issue on the plant? So if there are any issue and it's a vegetative stage, you can give Chiron maybe 250 ml per acre along with 40C with 500 ml per acre, which will lead to recovery of plant as well along with growth in foliage. Uh, if it's a reproductive stage and farmer is saying the foliage is not good and he wants some more flowers or fruits, so along with chiron you can recommend a little bit of 40C as well. So you have to understand the concern of farmer, what is his exact query, what is the nature of his query, and what particular product can be fitted perfect here. If required, you can go with the two product recommendation. If you want, you can go with a single product application, but do ensure to understand his concern first. Okay, any questions here?
Yeah, I have some questions.
Yeah, please.
How biostimulants differ from chemical fertilizers or pesticides, and what is the efficiency rate when we are comparing to chemical fertilizers?
Okay. So yeah, first of all, biostimulants are not fertilizer. Biostimulants are product which are crop nutrition product. So whenever a farmer comes to you and says he wants some more flowers to the plant, what product do you recommend right now? Can you tell me what product do you recommend right now?
Regarding crop nutrition,
Yeah, crop nutrition. Like we are not talking fertilizer here. This is not alternative to any fertilizer.
okay. As far as now, we are having organic menu.
Okay. Okay, so
Uh,
organic manure will help you in an early stage of plant and a little bit with a carbon and little bit with a nitrogen. But ultimately the farmer will need to use NPK based fertilizer along with some tonics which are available in the market. So for example, he wants to have some flowering. He'll go ahead with a boom flower. Boom flower is a hormone based product which will instigate the flower inducing part, but it will lead to some negative impact on the plant as well. You will see good flowering for some instant, but later on flower to fruit conversion will be affected. But in contrast, when you use biostimulants are nothing else but the biomolecules which are derived from the plants. Whatever product we talked right now, these are plant-based biostimulants. These doesn't have any chemical molecules in it. So I would like to give an example. So like Corona happened 3 years back. At the time of first wave of Corona, you all must have heard of plasma therapy. So what was plasma? Can you tell me?
It is plasma is a part of a blood component,
Yeah,
alkaline
so
substance.
great. So how they used to extract plasma? Do you know that?
Uh, I don't know about that
Okay,
extraction,
fine.
but
Okay.
it is
No, no, it's fine. No need to know everything and anything in the world. So even I don't know everything and anything in the world, but I know this thing. So I'm asking you with this example. Yeah. So whenever any patient used to get a corona and he gets recover from the corona, his plasma used to become more sturdy against the corona. So if any patient who's having a bad immunity or he is having some pre diseases like diabetes or blood pressure, he used to get lethal symptom due to corona. So at that time, doctors used to recommend plasma therapy. So what they used to do, they used to call a patient who's recovered from corona 30, 40 days prior, and they used to take blood out of it, and then they used to separate out plasma out of that blood, and they again transfer that blood to the same patient, so that only the component of blood which is plasma is taken out and the rest of blood is given to the same person whose plasma is taken out. So along with plasma, there are multiple factors of blood, whether it's red blood cells, white blood cells, and n number of factors. So similarly, in plant, There is not a single molecule. There are n number of molecules which affects various physiological responses. That's the reason our product are based on uh, technology known as SNIPER, that is smart non-molecule induced physiological responses. So we take these particular molecules which are responsible to trigger or modulate certain physiological responses. I never said chiron will help you to increase the leaf lamina, to increase the branches. I never said that. Why? Because chiron doesn't have any molecule which will lead to increase in foliage, but it will lead to increase in number of flowers, increase in flower to fruit conversion. So in plant, there is not a single pathway to lead to increase in flower or flower to fruit conversion. There are multiple pathways. So we take certain molecules which modulate these different pathways. So in one climate, maybe that particular pathway is not working. Let's say it's a high temperature. So in high temperature, one door is getting closed, but there are multiple doors which we can open with the help of these biomolecules. So we have a combination of these biomolecules, because of which the product never fails, irrespective of climatic condition or anything, they'll perform all the time. So that is the base of product. So if you compare with any chemical molecule, it doesn't have any chemicals, so that means it won't have any residual property. If you use any fungicide or insecticide, pesticide, it will leave a residue on the plant for 40 to 50 odd days. But if you use our product, it won't have any residue. If you immediately pluck the fruit after harvest of after application, maybe 4 hours or 5 hours, and you send it to lab test, it won't show any kind of residue on the fruit because it doesn't have any kind of chemical molecules in it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, please?
So I'm having another doubt.
Yeah,
Can
please.
you just please share me that, present me that slide? Could you have shared that?
You want the presentation or you want me to
No,
open the
not the
slide?
entire presentation. The image you have shared with us before, no?
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So in vegetative stage, we are having
Yeah.
three products like Prime 7525 or Prime 40 or Prime Avirat. So what is the difference between these three products? Which one
Yeah,
product
a
should be
great
recommended?
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Prime 40C is the product, and Prime Avirat or Prime Vardhan are the product which you are supposed to recommend in the vegetative stage. But when you do transplanting, let's say the crop is chili or tomato or okra or any gourd, which have a life cycle of 90 days to 120, 130 odd days. So at the time of transplanting, you can recommend Vardant or Avirat. So it will reduce down the incident of transplanting shock, because of which the mortality happens. It will increase the immunity of the plant. So that is the first product. Immediately after transplanting, within few hours, you can go ahead with the application of Avirat or Vardhan. Then comes the vegetative stage, the actual vegetative stage, where farmers needs to increase their foliage, increase the leaf lamina, increase the branching. At the time, you are supposed to use Prime 40C. If you see carefully, the Prime 40C only covers complete vegetative stage. Prime 7525 covers partial vegetative stage and partial reproductive stage. So Prime 40, 7525 is a product you can recommend after 25 to 30 days of transplanting till 40-45 days of the plant. For example, whatever crops we discussed earlier, which range from 100 to 120 days. So you have to identify the stages of the farmer. So let's say he comes for banana. A banana is a crop of almost 270 to 80 days to 300 days. So if it's banana and the plant is 30-35 odd days, then in that case you are supposed to recommend Prime 40C, not 7525, because banana's vegetative stage goes on for 100-120 days, and then the flowering will start. So you have to understand the stage of that particular crop and recommend the product. So for vegetative stage, only 40C. For transition phase, 7525. And if you feel because of fluctuating climate, farmers are having any issue, then you can go ahead with Avirat or Vardant. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And for reproductive stage, without fail chiron. But in reproductive stage, if you have any foliage related issue, you should ask farmer whether his foliage is good or he doesn't have sufficient foliage. If he says foliage is good and flowering is not happening, then you can simply go ahead with chiron. But if he says that flowering is happening but foliage is not good and he want more flowers as well, then you should go with the balance application of chiron and 40C, because that will lead to increase in foliage, thicker leaf lamina, in bigger leaf lamina as well.
Yeah, okay. So can we apply biostimulants in the harvesting stage also?
Yes, you can. Our grape farmers use chiron 3 days prior to their harvest to any export.
So, so what actually farmers will do means before harvesting, like 1 or 2 weeks before, they used to stop some irrigation to increase the dry matter content of tomato. So at this stage, how we will use biostimulants before harvesting?
I didn't get you. The dry matter of tomato means?
Yeah, dry content of tomato. It's to increasing the fruit quality. They will stop irrigation before 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay.
So then, how will you promote this kind of product to the farmers?
Do they harvest one time or they harvest like what is the purpose of this tomato? Because here in Maharashtra or wherever we are doing tomatoes, they harvest every week at least twice.
Yeah, it's
So
like
if
after.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
no. So if you cut down the water for 2 weeks, it cannot survive to give harvest twice a week. So I just wanted to know what kind of tomato you are talking about.
It's like a normal tomato. So I heard about that the farmers say before harvesting we will stop irrigation to increase the dry matter content of tomato. So how you will suggest you can use biostimulants before 3 or 4 days. So anyway, they
So,
will harvest in an interval of 3 to 4 days. So no fruits will complete harvest at the same time. That I can understand.
See, to be very honest with you, this is not the ideal condition. Farmers should use
Yeah.
water because
Okay.
tomato is almost like 50 to 60% water. If you don't give water, then it will lead to reduce weight of tomato. So farmer should not cut down the water of tomato. Like at least they irrigate tomato twice a week. If they want to reduce down the use of water, at least twice. Because if soil doesn't have adequate moisture, and if you give any of these product or any other product, the plant cannot utilize those product. It is such a situation where plants are getting weaker and weaker, and then you are giving some additives to the plant, and then you expect plants to perform. So there should be balance of irrigation, fertigation, biostimulant, insecticide, pesticide. So, in this particular matter, I would like to speak with the farmer and to understand the situation in a better way. Right now, I don't have appropriate answer to your question, but what I feel is this is not the appropriate situation to do the tomato farming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can take me on a call. That's not an issue. You can get my number from Divya.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyone else who's having some questions?
As, as you already said, fertilizer and biostimulant are not the same,
Yeah.
but they comes under crop nutrition, right?
Yes. Yes. See, I'll give
Am I
you an
audible?
example here. Why we need biostimulant along with the fertilizers. So, for example, we do have our meal every day. In Maharashtra, we eat roti, we eat rice along with some dal and some vegetable gravy. But along with that, sometimes we need lime, we need some additional sugar, we need some additional salt. So even with the plants, only fertilizer cannot help plants to achieve the optimum
Yeah,
productivity. With
yeah, that's my
fertilizers,
question. That's my question.
yeah,
What now? While we are using fertilizers, we can also use that biostimulants. We can
yes,
use biostimulants.
yes,
But if a farmer is asking, we are using biostimulants, can we reduce the proportion or something, the amount of fertilizers?
definitely. A really
Yeah,
nice question. I really appreciate your question. Your name is?
Udaya.
Udaya. Okay, nice question, Udaya. Yeah. So with the help of 4TC and 1515, you can reduce down the fertilizer by 15 to 20% very easily. You can simply ask farmer to cut down the fertilizer by 15 to 20%, and they'll achieve the similar kind of results with reduction of fertilizer and application of biostimulants. And not just similar result, they'll get better gradation or better quality, better keeping quality of fruits as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Sir, if we use this product, can we reduce the time period? Example, tomato is the 90 days to 120. Can we
Yeah.
reduce to 90 days?
See, yeah, we don't
Because
want to reduce. Yeah, yeah, nice question. No doubt. Yeah, we don't want to reduce the lifespan of tomato. We want to reduce down the time between two harvests. So, with the help of Chiron, where you are harvesting, let's say, tomato every 7 days, with the help of Chiron, you can harvest them every 5 days because the maturity is achieved earlier. The fruit size is uniform, the quality is good, then you can harvest tomato instead of let's say 10 times, you can harvest it 12 times during those 90 days. So don't reduce down the lifespan of tomato, increase the number of harvest during that lifespan. So our products will help farmer in that way.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Okay. If anybody has any other follow-up questions, please redirect it to Shubha. She will collectively work with Mayur and get answers for the same. So I think we've run a little beyond the
No, no,
45
that's
minutes that
okay,
we had
Divya.
scheduled for it.
In fact, Divya, if you want, you can create a group with me and your team members. If they have any
Sure.
questions, they can put it in the group.
Yeah.
If I'm free, I'll revert immediately. If not, then whenever I'll see text, I'll revert. That's not an issue. If you
Sure.
want, I can add my agronomy team members as well. So if they
Sure.
have any question related to agronomy, my agronomy team can take over.
Done. Done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So thanks, Mayur. I think that was very informative for all the people involved
Yes.
because everybody needed to understand what biostimulants are in general.
Sure.
And there is this huge, impact that
Uh,
biostimulants can make.
yeah. Vinith has some
So,
query.
yes, Vinny?
Yes, sir. Sir, Prime 1515 is useful for any specific crop, yeah, all types of field crops
All type of crops, all type
for
of
root
crops.
formation, sir.
Yes, yes, root formation. Once the transplantation happens, you can recommend Prime 1515 within 5 to 10 days.
Vegetable
That
crops and field crops,
yes,
both
or
are used for crops.
all kind of crops. Where you want to focus on root, you can recommend Prime 1515, irrespective of stage. Sometimes if it's orchard, let's say you are cutting down the water for pomegranate and you are starting with the flush management. So at the time of flush management, along with fertilizer, you can give 1515 so that root system is stronger and it's efficient. So whenever the root system is stronger and efficient, it will automatically reflect on the canopy of plants. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Divya. So
Okay.
you
Thank
can
you.
share my mail
Yeah,
ID if they want, or if they are sharing any questions to you, you can share them with me. I'll be happy to
sure.
answer any questions.
Sure. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot, Mayur. And thanks, guys, for participating. So, the recording of this session, the link will be shared to all of you in case you ever feel like you need a revision. The same can be used in the form of the video. So, thanks a lot, Mayur, for this
Thank you.
webinar.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.